because this is a time now where you guys can escape each other. There's no way of getting out of each other's space. You're each other's spaces 24/7. You're worried about the pandemic and what it will do to you. You'll be worried about if your partner goes out, what it's bringing into your homes. You're worried about aspects of how you're going to make it the next day if you don't have a job. There were so many stresses, and a lot of couples found themselves fighting a lot. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has had a huge impact on our relationships and also our mental health. Some romantic relationships can help to buffer partners from pressures and harms that may be occurring in wider society or family networks, but they can't keep the outside world at bay. Negative external contexts are likely to impact all people for the worse. Research has shown that during the pandemic, there's been an escalation in conflict in romantic partnerships and a negative impact on couples' intimate and sexual lives. Now, the concern is that a partner's inability to cope with everyday stressors could lead to relationship dissatisfaction in the long term, and this could result in the breakdown of romantic and sexual relationships. So, how can couples work together and help to support partners' mental health and well-being? Now, evidence finds a clear link between good quality relationships and health and happiness. Common mental health problems like anxiety and depression are more common in people who are experiencing relationship distress than those who are happier in their relationships. It's becoming more and more clear that finding ways to improve our relationships is integral to our well-being as a nation. In a recent study by Paired and the Open University, over 6 in 10 adults who are currently in a relationship admit that they don't speak to anyone for relationship advice. This includes their friends, family, or even turning to the internet for advice, showing a worrying trend of suffering and silence. Now, couples who value and appreciate their partners find enjoyment in activities that nurture and embrace the relationship and invest in their future together. Learn how to cherish the good times alongside the bad, be that in sickness or in health. Now, when we come back, we'll be looking at five ways to your well-being as a couple and how to check in with each other daily. Keep it right here as we continue on with our Wellness Wednesday topic of the day. We'll be right back after this. another person who doesn't shy away from controversy, that was Bugs. Specifically, who I'm talking about doesn't shy away from controversy was Bobby Mapesa. The other guy, I never knew what he was doing. But yes, that was Naskia Tom playing right here on the Kenyan Hour on the Breakfast Jam. Yes, we are continuing on with our conversation of the day, which is mental health and its effect on relationships. Now, or rather how relationships affects mental health. So I was right, actually. Now, couples who value and appreciate their partners find enjoyment in activities that nurture and embrace their relationship and invest in their future together. Learn how to cherish the good times alongside the bad, but be that in sickness or health. Now, the national UK recommendations suggest these 5 ways to well-being. They say connect with people is very important. Give to others. Be physically active. Learn new skills. And pay attention to present moments. Now, let's take a look how you can apply these tips in your relationship. Now, you check in with each other daily. Now, research on long-term relationships has shown that relationships are sustained through daily interactions, which provide invaluable support. It's sustainable both for the couple's partnership and the mental health and well-being of both partners. Making time for daily conversations where you share your thoughts and feelings is vital. Now, checking in with each other is about showing feelings in ways that are familiar and meaningful for you and your partner. So reach out and connect in the ways that feel right for you. The other way is to make thoughtful gestures. Not through thoughtful gestures, provide emotional and practical support, making a partner feel that they are loved and cared for. Research shows that these gestures don't need to be expensive gifts, but that it's the thought that counts. These attentive bids or gifts of gratitude can be key for sustaining relationships when going through tough times. Through gestures, or rather thoughtful gestures are appreciated because they're both an act of kindness and an investment in the relationship. They show that you're in this together and that you know that your partner likes or what your partner's likes or needs are. Their relationship's value then lies in the emotional investment they display. Another thing is to exercise outdoors. The value of exercise as a couple and connecting with nature through outdoor activities is well acknowledged in mental health research. It's not surprising then that so many people took up a new sport or exercise regime during lockdown. Being outdoors and getting fitter can have both physical and therapeutic health benefits, as well as providing opportunities for couples and creating memories together. You can also learn new things together. In long-term relationships, it's also easy to get stuck in a rut. Familiarity can be comforting, but it can also bring about our worlds to become smaller as we stick to what we know, especially when external pressures such as work and family life build up. So open up your horizons and learn something new. This doesn't mean it's all about you, though. On the contrary, research has shown that investing in yourself also invests in the partnership. The more fulfilled you feel, the more beneficial this is for the partnership. And finally, be in the moment. Now, practicing mindfulness can be incredibly helpful to your relationship. After all, mindfulness is about being in the moment, enjoying what you're doing, and cherishing what you have. This can involve anything from the sublime to the ridiculous. For example, research on long-term relationships showed how dancing and being silly were used by couples in a variety of positive ways. It provided an opportunity for fun and frivolity, a moment of sensual intimacy, or a space in which to hold at bay the blues. So enjoy the moment. Step out of those proverbial carpet slippers and dance to your tunes together. I hope that has helped a little bit into now figuring out on how to enhance your relationship with your partner and how to build on each other's mental health. That has been our Wellness Wednesday's topic of the day as we continue to observe mental health this May. Keep it here for more music. And of course, now we do have news with Friday Wood that's coming up next. We'll be coming in the next hour with your requests. So bring them in and let's keep you dancing this Wednesday.
Welcome to Icon Radio News Highlights. I'm Fridaywood. Controversial preacher Eliud Wekesa Simiyu, known as Yesu Watongaren, has been freed by the Bungoma court after being detained for 4 days. Judge Tom Mark Orlando said that the prosecution did not provide enough evidence before the court and ordered the police not to interfere with his business. The prosecution had requested detainment of the preacher so that further investigations could be carried out, including combing his home, which is believed to be a crime scene, as well as him undergoing a mental assessment. The Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has procured 19 new vehicles to drive efficiency and to better serve the people of Nairobi. He said on Tuesday that the majority of the vehicles will be deployed to the Security and Compliance Department and Inspectorate to replace the battered old vehicles on the road commonly used by the county constables. He quoted that the vehicles are not for comfort or luxury, but to serve the people of Nairobi. The Director of Public Prosecutions has withdrawn intended charges against businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, his wife, and 4 others. This is after the prosecution told the court they will be witnesses in another case where 11 people have been charged in connection to the land in dispute. The charges on the sheet included conspiracy, committed a felony, forgery of title deed for a piece of land in Westlands, and uttering a false document. Jimmy Wanjigi never answered to the charges, but instead moved to the High Court, where he obtained orders stopping his prosecution. Pastor Ezekiel Odero wants the court to allow him withdraw 50 million shillings from his frozen bank accounts, urging that the freezing has caused financial and logistical hardship to the operations of Kilifi International School and New Life Prayer Church. He added before the Milimani Law Court that running of the school and church cannot wait for the lapsing of 30 days as directed by the orders issued by the court on May 8th. Mombasa High Court on Monday, Judge Olga Sewe denied to grant orders to unfreeze Ezekiel's 15 bank accounts, saying that her court had no jurisdiction to handle the case. 10 more bodies are being exhumed while search is still being carried out by the police in Shakahola Forest, Kilifi County, where victims of a suspected starvation cult are believed to have been buried. The tally of bodies retrieved from the forest so far has risen to 211, and those suspected to be still missing to 610, according to a statement given on Tuesday by Regional Commissioner Rhoda Onyancha. 4 men who detectives alleged to have been the supervisors of the first were arrested. Trade Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria on Monday was thrown under diplomatic bars by the government over controversial remarks he made through his tweets regarding the ongoing crisis in Sudan. This is after he tweeted on Sunday that the only solution to end the war is to have the African Union commission troops to bomb Khartoum, Sudan's capital. Kuria's utterances sparked an immediate outrage from tweets, most questioning his mental soundness and even more chastising for the perceived insensitive remarks. Now you're up to date on Icon Radio News Highlights. I'm Fridaywood.
Yes, it's all about that dance hall Wednesdays this morning. So we're here to just making sure that you're warm and whining in your seats. If you'd like to send in your request, be sure to hit us up at +254 788 380030 and let us know exactly what you'd like to listen to, dance hall or otherwise. We got you covered. Anything goes as long as it's nice and clean. I got you covered. You can also hit us up on the YouTube channel in the comment section right there. And while you're there, just be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video that you're watching, comment, and show us some love because, of course, you are our tribe. You are our people. Yes, so there's a lot that's been happening in the entertainment world. First of all, we're going to delve into Vera Sidika and her relationship little bit later because it's been a question of have they, haven't they, for a very long time. And I think now the answers are being answered slowly as the days go by. But of course, now we have, in terms of relationships, one person who is very, very upset that she has been dating somebody who they are not, and that is Naughty Flo. Naughty Flo came out and just revealed. First of all, I think like she reveals a lot. Okay. First of all, I didn't even know she was in a new relationship. I didn't know that she had moved on with life. I didn't know a lot of things. Other than the fact that she was dating somebody, the person got into an accident. That's where I left things. And then she comes out and talks about Mustafa and the way she was funding him, and that not everything meets the eye is real. And then now she comes out and talks about a guy that she was dating, who apparently she discovered was still in high school. Okay, I'm not saying that Naughty Flo is old. She's not even old. She's, I think, 20 something, which I'm surprised about because all these years after Nairobi Diaries, when she got into Nairobi Diaries when she was 15 years old, I don't know. Anyway, her new man spoke on TikTok live, and they spoke on TikTok and met a few hours later in Nairobi. And it was love at first sight. Now, budding singer and actress Naughty Flo recently found herself in an unexpected situation when she discovered that the man she had fallen for was still in high school. The artist opened up about her experience, sharing the details on her social media platforms. Naughty Flo initially shared a loved up video on her TikTok, recounting the story of their first date. The video showcased their joyful moments, including locking lips in a taxi on their way to their destination. However, the excitement quickly turned to disappointment when she discovered the truth about her new beau. Now, in a series of Instagram rants, Naughty Flo revealed that the man she was with, Idris, or maybe Idris, depends on how you pronounce it, said he was 22 years old, who was still attending high school. He would have finished high school at 20 but didn't get the grade he had anticipated, so he went back to Form 3. Now he's in his last year. He told me this a day after we had met, after I have already posted the video. The boy was devastated. He thought I was very mad at him and probably won't talk to him. She expressed her disappointment upon learning about his age and educational status. Notiflo shared screenshots on her Insta story explaining how she felt after finding out that the young man she had fallen for was much younger than she had thought. Despite the initial shock, Notiflo displayed understanding and forgiveness towards Idris. She revealed that she had gone back, who had gone back rather, to Form 3 after not achieving the desired grades to complete high school. Now, the fact that she forgave him, she admitted to it and promised to wait for him, expressing that their feelings were genuine. December was not too far away. Well, this thing has taken a great turn. Of course, you have to applaud somebody who feels like they have not yet done whatever they need to do, and therefore they're not ashamed to go back and get the grades that they would like to get. That is really, really admirable of the young man. The fact that she also said that she'll wait for him also is not a bad thing on her part. I actually like that about her, and that she came out and said, yeah, he was a young guy. Me, I thought he was 16 years old. Kumbe, he's 22. So, also not too bad of an age. It's only that she did not know when it happened. The other thing that disappointed her was the fact that she had already shared the video to social media talking about him, just to find out all these other things afterwards, which again I don't feel is the worst thing ever. However, Notflo is turning, I think, 29 this year, so it is indeed quite an age gap, but she has promised to wait for him nonetheless. This thing called love. Anyway, let's get back into the music. When we come back, we'll be looking at Sonko as he went wild on video and the status of Vera Sidika and Brown Mauzo's relationship. Man, this is one of my favorite days. I absolutely love dancehall and just, it's like coffee. It just gets you going for the day. We would start the day every day with dancehall music. The world would be a better place. We'd all be smiling and happy and just moving and gyrating throughout the day. It is Dancehall Wednesdays where we are all about that dancehall music. But during this request hour, we don't only stick to dancehall, we also take in your requests for other music you'd like to get played. So be sure to send them in and let us know know quick fast what you would like to listen to. Right now, Mike Soko, like literally, there are two characters I'm going to cover today who have managed to keep themselves in the news of late. One of them happens to be the Right Honorable Mike Sonko. Now he left a lot of people and feeling bad and miserable, me included, as he showed off millions of monies in dollars and shillings. Now, former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has become a topic of discussion for the better part of the week after he took to social media to flaunt his wealth. Soko bragged that he's a wealthy man, showing off wads of cash in dollars and shillings, saying that in total he had 52 million as, get this, petty cash. Petty cash. Now I'd like to play you a clip of exactly what he said so you can hear from the man himself. So there's a lot of speculation as to why he was going off, because nobody understood who was he addressing exactly. There was one report that said he was addressing his in-law for whatever reason, whatever spat they were having, but he took it to social media, not on the phone or WhatsApp. He took it to social media, and Kenyans were not too happy as they took to social media to lament about the high cost of living. Is leaving most of them penniless, while for others like Sonko, they seemed not to be affected. Now, since he came into the political limelight making movies, Sonko has been known as a flamboyant man who likes to hand out money to his supporters. His wealth grew when he was elected the second governor of Nairobi in 2017, and he has often spotted, or has rather been spotted, in the latest expensive vehicles, fashion outfits, jewelry, and luxury gadgets. Now, his daughter came out and tried to defend him against the trolls, and she basically was like, just leave the guy alone. Now, she's saying that he doesn't really deserve things that people are saying. And she says, guys, please stop attacking my father. Everyone gets upset. And if it were you in that position, you would have flipped even worse. You all don't see things from his point of view, but then so quick to jump to conclusions. He's human, I beg. Okay, I mean, we would jump to conclusions if we didn't know exactly why he was flaunting all that cash in front of people. Suitcases of cash, my friend, okay? When some of us are here changaing for a black label for Friday, okay? I'm not saying me, I'm just saying generally some of us. As in, for real, you can't come out and floss like that and then expect people to be understanding. Be understanding of his issue. And if it were us, we would be of the same opinion, or we would almost do the same thing. First, explain why you did it. Explain why you went out and put out all these words of cash. Explain why you had to to go to such lengths to be able to prove a point. We do need to understand what exactly is going on. Together with the insults, we don't know who uses insulting. It might have been insulting us. We don't know. We don't know who uses insulting. So there's no real context as to what is going on. So maybe his daughter, as much as she's complaining, could give us that said context. He hasn't come out to explain exactly why he has been flaunting his money. Hopefully, as days go on, we'll be able to understand the quagmire behind all of this. And probably he'll give out some of that money to charity. I can change my name to Charity. Give that money to me. It's a lot of money. So yes, hopefully we'll get an explanation later on and get to understand why exactly he has taken the actions that he has taken. But for now, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this particular issue on +254 788 380030 as we get back into the music. Angel Okungu, before we go back, says, "What is money? Poor. We are just chokoras. Aki." Although speak for yourself. But yes, we've been left here wanting and over here almost penniless, or somebody's over here flaunting words of cash and saying that this is petty cash. You only pay fuel. Some of us cannot even afford that fuel. Hey, life is hard. Earth is hard for some of us. Again, I'd love to hear your comments on this particular topic. Let me know again on WhatsApp number +254 788 380030. As you said in your request, let me know exactly what you'd like to get played. And then when we come back, we'll be delving into another person who has just been making the news of late more and more, and we'll understand why after this. Bedroom Bully playing right here on the Breakfast Jar. Let me tell you, my love affair with that guy is too much. Even Paka now, you're forgetting his name. What's his name again? Busy Signal. Busy Signal. There's one particular song he wrote, I think, around the time for COVID, which I'll look for and play for you guys, that got me absolutely reeling. That's together with a song that was put out by Vibes Cartel and Nicki Minaj, which I will surprise you with in just a little bit. But for now, I'm going to be talking about somebody who has managed to keep herself in the news. That's one Shikwekwe, whatever you call her, Vera Sidika, the socialite herself. And first of all, there was a lot of secrecy behind her giving birth, and that was we now know was due to Real Housewives of Nairobi. Finally, she couldn't exactly put out that news before it was put in her last bit of her would it be a bio or a synopsis of what she ended up doing. You know that little thing that they usually put written statement of what exactly people are going on to do or have done. Well, that was what was happening with Vera Sidika's story, and that's why it was kept a secret. But she did give birth to a bouncing baby boy, and now the secret is out. So I'm not sure as to what she has named what she has named the baby. Of course, she had a firstborn daughter by the name of Asia. And when she made the announcement, she still made the announcement together with her husband, Brown Mauzo. Now, there's also been a lot of, shout of doubt that has been around her and Brown Mauzo's current relationship. But she recently shared a snippet on her social media explaining the reasons behind her decision to part ways with Brown Mauzo. Now, reality TV star Vera Sidika may have finally revealed the reason behind her decision to part ways with her partner Brown Mauzo following online speculations about their relationship status. Now, Vera took to her Instagram and shared a clip of her relationship advisor stating that women often choose to end relationships with their partners repeatedly who make the same mistakes. According to the message, while a single mistake may not be enough for a woman to end a relationship, if a partner of such behavior persists, it eventually reaches a breaking point. Now, the relationship expert continued that women tend to prioritize working on issues within their existing relationship rather than starting anew with someone else. Additionally, he suggests that women often should choose to stay in relationship, hoping that their partners will step up and become the men they aspire them to be, deserving of their love and commitment. Now, there has been a lot of speculation as to their breakup, and the reason the people have been speculating is because they kind of like unfollowed each other. I think they used to highly share pictures of each other, but they stopped. And then I think for Brown Mozo, he removed all evidence of her on her socials. I'm not sure as to her herself. So it just calls a lot of speculation, and now we are getting to understand exactly why. Now, we will still get to hear details about that particular breakup as time goes and see if we're able to exactly substantiate as to what has actually happened. Now, the other thing that has kept her in the news is her feud with Amber Ray. Now, Amber Ray seems to publicly hate her, but it would seem she also admires her in private. Now, Myra Sidika is the original socialite in Kenya. She's the OG, having busted into the scene decades ago and introduced Kenyans to different lifestyles that women can live. After people got over their shock at the kind of life Vera lived and flaunted on mainstream and social media, so some women wanted to be her while some men wanted to be with her. One of them was Amber Ray, who, remember now, has infamously gotten the name Demakooks, aka Demakuku, because there were pictures of her floating around, being around, a witch doctor, and tried to procure the services, of which she tried to explain and said she was appearing in a Nigerian movie and playing a scene, but nobody ate that storo. Well, it seems like whoever that doctor is worked well for her, because she has been seen to be in a series of relationships, including with a Senegalese basketballer, and now the recent relationship with Mr. Rapudo, which seems very glamorous indeed, because they did take the private wing of Nairobi Hospital to give birth, which, if you know, is one of the most prestigious ones to give birth in. And also this guy seems to be flashing a lot of money on her, including when she came out of hospital, throwing a lavish party for her. Now, at one point, Amber was part of the same social circles as Vera Sidika. They had a friend in common, but upon her passing, Amber publicly attacked and hated on Vera over a myriad of unconfirmed allegations, pitting the two women and their fans in a vicious online war of words. At the end of the day, Amber Ray was overwhelmed and told off Vera's fans for trying to take down Vera when she would never attain the socialite levels Vera has. That's rather taking down Amber Ray. However, despite the public hate, it would appear Amber Ray is a low-key fan of Vera. She has been taking pages out of Vera's socialite playbook, and when called out for it, attacks her critics. Now, everything from her style, it says that she has copied, remember, the baby shower drama in which a helicopter was used. Both their love for Range Rovers. Baby names are not too far off from each other, as this is just speculation, okay? So Vera's is Asia Brown, and now Amber has named hers Africana. There's also allegations of the skin bleaching, which Vera has come out boldly to talk about, which she said cost her 15 million. Now, Amber was among those who followed in those footsteps, because she too went ahead and bleached her skin. It was reported, however, that Amber Ray took supplements and used bleaching oils to make her skin lighter too. That's really unfortunate, because of course the dark skin helps a lot with preventing against issues of issues to do with the sun and heat. So when you go on ahead to try and change your skin, you could be causing a lot of lifelong issues. But I'm not going to be getting into that story. That's a story for another day. But that is how Vera Sidika has managed to stay in the limelight, aka Shikwekwe, for the longest time. All right, guys, we have literally just come to the end of our show. Even the music Celia is going to show you. I'm not able to do it because time has run out so fast. But thank you so much for joining us. A lot is going to be coming on later on. We have Afro Groove, not Afro Groove. Okay, hey, Afro Groove is for Nyakavik Mary, which happened yesterday. Was a brilliant show with Macadam. And if you want to have that recap, be sure to head on to our YouTube channel at Icon Radio KE to check that out. But today we do have Ital Groove with Flaws herself. Now you know that she's gonna come in with a mad setup. Last week she came in, she was DJing, she looked absolutely amazing doing it as she celebrated Bob Marley. This week she'll be coming in again, and you can be sure to connect with her on iconradio.co.ke, as well as hit her up on WhatsApp number +254 788 I'll be coming on later on tonight with Hugh Skills and Skylar Lorena. Last week was an amazing comeback to the surge. We'll be doing it again tonight, and we'll be announcing something big that's coming on later on this month. So stand by for that and join us for rockin' vibes from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. only on www.akaria.co.ke. Have a fantastic day ahead. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow on the same time, same place. I've been your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro Punk Queen.